Raphael from Otara Wisdom. Thank you so much for joining me today for the weekly guidance. I have had a couple of weeks break over Christmas and New Year's Day. I trust you have found guidance elsewhere if you really needed it, or maybe just used your own inner guidance, or maybe just carried on the theme from the last guidance we did together, and just carried that forward until today. I'm glad you are back, whether you're watching live or whether you're catching up later. You're very welcome. I hope you get something very useful and supportive from this guidance. I hope it resonates. If it doesn't, please ignore it. This is very much guidance that is meant to ring true to you, and only you will know if it does or if it doesn't. Sometimes all of it can ring true, sometimes all of it resonates, sometimes none of it does. I do find that people that watch regularly find that more and more, or all of it resonates, because what happens is that Spirit will start to give me messages for those regular listeners to include in these guidance sessions, and they are then able to pick out what parts are for them. And the way you know what is for you is if you feel that I'm speaking directly to you, then that message is for you. Or if you're listening to the whole guidance and certain words suddenly stand out very strongly, then those are the most important parts for you also. So thank you for joining me today. Before I start, I wanted to talk a little bit about these beautiful crystal necklaces I've started making, and I'm wearing at the moment, this is my favorite one I'm wearing most of the time. It's emerald, which often connects beautifully with the Archangel Raphael. It's very good for heart healing, and I make these necklaces with 1, 2 or 3 stones. This one has 3. I'm still perfecting the art a little bit to make sure they don't slip out easily. This one has an amazing combination. It has snowflake obsidian, it has a mookaite, and it has a dragon stone. They're each very powerful stones in their own right, and when you combine them like this and wear them, and you can wear these obviously so that they show on top of what you're wearing, but you can also wear these literally inside. Crystals like to be next to your skin. They can be more effective there, doing their work. And also sometimes once they have started working for you, they don't want to be exposed to other people's energies. So I have worked with crystals for over 15 years now, since I started learning Reiki, and I have always given crystals to people that I have been told by Spirit is what they needed in that moment in order to heal, or in order to cope better, or in order to see a future again. But also not always when people are desperate, but also just when people are ready to progress in an area or progress to the next level. Crystals can be hugely beneficial. There is literally a crystal for every kind of a situation or ailment or wish or desire. So the way these work is I can make crystals. I can use crystals you give to me, and I make it into a necklace for you. Or on request, I can also pick crystals and make a unique combination for you. When I work with these crystals and when I make them into these necklaces, I use a golden thread at the moment for these ones. I then not only put Reiki into it, but also I connect with my spirit guides, and I connect with your spirit guides, and I put into the crystals, or the crystal or crystals, what you need in that moment. which can be anything from, it can be blessed by a loved one that has crossed over, it can be blessed by an angel, it can be blessed by a spirit guide, especially if you have a combination of 2 or 3 crystals. It can literally have more than one element in it that will work together beautifully. So if you're interested in a necklace, please let me know. I have also now got some other colors. That was beautiful gift of threads from a friend, and I have some crystals here ready that I'm going to be making into necklaces. This one won't be a necklace, this one is going to be something you can hang in the room as well. I've not tried a crystal as big and heavy as this before, so I might have to reinforce the or maybe double up the golden thread for this one, but that could then be a crystal that hangs in a room, and then that room is protected and blessed. So there's different colors coming up that I'm going to be working with, and I have this is a cherry quartz that's going to be in one of them, and this is a dragon jade, I believe. I'll have to look this one up again. So there's some more necklaces coming up. If you're interested, you can message me. Also, I wanted to share that today this word came up for me: risk. Now, for those of you who don't know, I really hurt my back last spring, and it is still healing. It's mostly healed now, but even now I still do exercise every day. I do physio, and I still go to acupuncture every other week, which has been really helpful. And the centre where I go to have that, and one of the things I've really learned from having this injury is that I really had to step up my self-care. I really had to take especially my physical body, my physical body's needs very seriously, and really look after my body more, especially my back. And there are these little angel cards when you come into the centre, and I've often drawn cards there, and I often put them back again. Occasionally I've kept one because it's really stood out to me in that moment, and today was such a day. And you are allowed to take them away. It's there for that reason. But before, I've drawn cards like patience and courage. And today I drew risk, and I wasn't expecting that word to come up in there. But it makes perfect sense for me at the moment, and I wanted to share it with you today because I know if you are watching my guidance, on some level you are connected, you are part of my tribe, which is why my guidance resonates with you. And the other sign that came my way today matches this beautifully. It was Wren, and I hope I'm saying this okay. The bird, W-R-E-N, and I had to look it up. I haven't worked with that spirit animal before, knowingly, I guess. But a Wren animal guide is very much about taking risk in opportunities, using all of your skills and all of your opportunities, and to live your life worry-free, which sounds amazing. And it's certainly something I've been working on, that whenever I realise I start to worry about things rather than either proactively do something to change things or think about something more productive, when I see myself slipping into this kind of worry cycle, I've just put it aside and said, okay, I'm not going to waste my energy on that. So the Wren matched that very beautifully. So I just wanted to share with you risk. There is something about healthy risk taking that is actually important in life. It's obviously important not to take risk unnecessarily, or to take risks that you can assess very easily as not worth taking, or too much risk. But healthy risk taking is something that even children are supposed to be taught already in let's say even at nursery age. You're supposed to encourage children to take healthy risks, which simply means to satisfy their curiosity in terms of exploring and learning new things, and maybe finding out great new things by chance. So, talking about chance, there is nothing by chance when you read tarot or oracle cards. I've got today, I have my Angel Tarot cards. They're absolutely beautiful. They have Archangel Michael on the back. All of these cards. I love working with Archangel Michael, and I love working with Archangel Raphael and some of the other beautiful archangels. And I also specifically work with the Angel Daniel, and often the Angel Daniel will connect me with spirits of people that have crossed over. He will channel messages for me. He will also channel messages for me from other angels, or he will tell me which archangel I should ask for support for myself or for others. He's very good channel for me to work with. I have a very special relationship with the Angel Daniel, and I'm just listening to what he's saying to me. Thank you, Daniel. Okay, so the Angel Daniel was actually saying he simply wanted me to sit quietly for a little bit because he's been telling me to start up a proper meditation, daily meditation practice again for some time, and I still haven't done it. So he thought it was funny to make me sit in a mini meditation during the life guidance. That's the kind of sense of humor I'm used to from the Angel Daniel. He's very funny, and humor is an amazing instrument to shift energy when energy is stuck, when energy has gone into the kind of more fear-based thinking. If you can laugh, whether you laugh about yourself or about a funny situation, or simply look for the funny side of life, which you can always find when you look for it, it will shift your energy. So that was the message he wanted to get through. And he says that can also apply to taking healthy risks. You can find a bit of laughter in yourself, but also use meditation, and it will put the risk in perspective, and you will know very clearly whether it's a risk that's good for you to take or not if you're unsure about it. So this is how the Angel Daniel likes to work. He works quite practically, and he's used to me being happy to go along and trust him that he has a point with what he's asking me to do or say. So in the meantime, I've started shuffling some cards. So we're going to have the Angel Tarot cards. We're going to have one card for each weekday. We're going to start the week as usual from Friday this week all the way until Thursday next week. I like to start with the weekend. We're all curious usually what the weekend will bring. And additionally, I will draw 1, 2, 3, 4 cards for the theme for this week. So I also have 4 decks here. So it might be a little bit of a longer reading today, but I'm aware that I wasn't around for the last 2 Wednesdays. One was literally Christmas Day and one was New Year's Day or New Year's Eve. And it wasn't right for me to come for life guidance at those days. So I feel a bit like we're catching up in terms of the theme of the energy. So maybe you can look at it as a little bit of what's been going on the last 2 weeks, as well as what the next week is bringing. So I'm having a little shuffle here. So we're going to have the Speed of Light Oracle. This is by Leanne Peters from Temple of Balance. We have the Unicorn Oracle. This is by Diana Cooper. I'm just looking at the, flashed at me the the bottom card because I was showing to you the back side, and it says soul satisfaction, aim for that which makes your soul rejoice. Now that message has been coming to me plenty over the last few weeks even, And I have found very true that the more I have focused on what exactly actually brings me joy and satisfaction in life, in terms of especially in my work, and to just focus on that, has made everything go much more smoothly. I love my work. I love all of my work, and more trusting that I need to do it exactly the way I need to do it, and that's how it will work best also for my clients has also been true. So I wanted to show this to you also, because this message hasn't just come for me. It's obviously come for all of you as well. Hello. Oops. This is the one that always falls down. Hello, if you're watching. I can't see because the camera's turned the other way. I can't see your comments until after the reading. But I'm so grateful that you're here. I will reply to all of your comments. I'm lucky that I do not have so many people commenting that it would take up too much of my time. Some readers that I follow have so many people following by now that they can no longer individually reply, and that's amazing for them as well. But I quite like that I am able to reply to all of your comments. I'm so happy that you're watching. Please let me know what's going on in your life. If any of the reading resonates, please share if you feel like sharing. I'm always curious what's happening for you. Or if you watched the previous reading, you can let me know what developed during the week. So let's start. Today we're going to start by drawing the theme cards. I'm sorry, I'm really not sure if this is covering some of my face, but as long as you can see the cards, that's the main thing. And I trust that you can hear me. So let's have a really good shuffle. So the last deck is going to be the Angel and Ancestor Oracle deck. This one is by Kyle Gray. I love working with different cards from different people. I love how they come together and weave a little story. And I think we'll just start with this one now because I'm holding this deck. That's going to be our first theme card. I'm going to try not to keep knocking this down. The Angel Daniel finds it really funny. He always like practical jokes, as long as no one got hurt. And yeah, I've done it again. Okay. So, hopefully that was the last time. Let's draw the first theme card. Let's see what we've got. And we have, oh, well, here comes another joke. So it says here, the Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. Beautiful card. Now I have just demonstrated what is maybe not so graceful in movement and action, which is to constantly knock down this little stand for my first card. Here we go. Here is the first one. Beautiful card. He's got this golden border, has a bit of a yin-yang on it, and he's making it float above his hand. That's how much he's mastered his magical energy. And also he's got this praying mantis here on the other hand. A praying mantis often looks very graceful and is very graceful in movement and action, and then can actually be quite brutal catching its prey. He looks very serious, like he's really concentrating, which I guess you have to in order to perform this action and in a graceful way. So that's our first theme card for this last couple of weeks and also the week ahead. Okay. So Daniel is saying he's determined to make me knock it down at least one more time. Once, especially now the card is actually on the stand, so we'll see. We'll see if that's going to happen. He might also just be saying it to make me laugh. Right, now we've got... Oh! Okay. So, yes, just as I'm saying that, the card I've drawn from the second deck, from the Speed of Light Oracle, is called the Cobra Bite. Now the Cobra Bite says sting, shock, truth and illusion. So the Cobra Bite can come for situations where something happens suddenly and unexpectedly. It can be an actual event, or it can be, for example, finding out truth, or finding out that something was an illusion. And that can be good or bad, what that happens for. But in any case, what it is revealing, or what happens, is already destined or has already happened, and we just didn't know it. So finding out is always a good thing. And this is a featured card, which means it says here Cobra has additional insight. Draw the top card from the deck. So that's easy. I just have to turn over this card. So this card has a very beautiful, interesting combination. This card, 21, number 21, is also called Initiation. This is actually, if I remember this correctly, the Archangel Michael, and I've been talking about him, and I have got the Archangel Michael on the back of these Angel Tarot cards. So here we have Archangel Michael twice already. This card is called Initiation, Mastery, Milestone, Progression and Greatness. So even more important that we gracefully movement and action, because if we're going through a period of initiation, we want to really focus on that and give it our full presence and dedication and concentration. So it comes together with Cobra Bite, which actually, when we read it together, sounds like maybe we hadn't realized that we are ready for this initiation. That feels actually, the energy that's coming with this is quite humbling. It might come as a bit of a shock almost, or a bit of a surprise, that the initiation is already happening. Initiations happen when we start a new phase, a new venture, when we step up on a spiritual level, or certain life events can be an initiation. For example, I don't know, it could be the birth of your first child. I'm feeling certainly for some of you, it could be the beginning of a new relationship that happens on a higher evolved spiritual level than you're used to. I get a really good feeling from this, actually. Amazing. So we've now got to fit 2 cards here. Haha. And Angel Daniel thinks this is really entertaining. That's great. I'm really going to try not to knock 3 cards down all in one go. I'm already struggling with my elbow, but I'm going to be as graceful as I can manage. I'm wondering if what I need to do is just put it like this, and we'll have to remember that, we could just about see a bit of Archangel Michael, which is a bit like me here. I'm trying to fit into the picture. But we'll remember that Archangel Michael is saying this surprise is actually going to be the initiation, which is a good thing, that Spirit has deemed us ready for this initiation, for this totally new beginning. It's an honor to be offered initiation in life. So let's see what the unicorns can bring us, following on from this quite serious, though, in a way, the theme so far. There's a lot of, especially looking at how serious he's looking, like how much he's concentrating. He's really giving it his all, and I think that's what we're being asked to do right now, is to really focus on this, because something big and something good is happening, and it deserves our full attention. Let's see what the unicorns have for us. Our top card. We have very, very beautiful. Wow, we have the Queen of Unicorns. She says, you are blessed with love, compassion, and wisdom. How lovely. And she's got this beautiful, I don't know if it's a sunset or a sunrise behind her, and there's this beautiful little girl sitting by her feet. Wow. So the Queen of Unicorns is coming at this time of initiation, and she has got some similar colors behind her here as the Archangel Michael is wearing. I'm actually gonna, I feel like, okay, I wanted to put him in front of the snake, but I've been asked by Spirit not to, because some of us will need to remember that it may feel like a shock when it happens, but that it is something good that's happening. But the similar colors in the background, and also obviously the angels are often seen as being in the sky rather than, for example, standing on the ground. So the fact that there's the similar colors in the background is another reinforcement of that Archangel Michael is here for this initiation. For any of you that know Archangel Michael, he is very protective. So this is also saying we are safe during this initiation, and it's going to go really well for us. So I thought to finish off today, we're going to draw a romance angel cards. Many of you often are wondering about relationships that you're already in, relationships that may be about to start, or how to attract a relationship that you would like in life. So let's see what comes up for this. One more round of shuffling. I will shuffle until it feels right to stop. This whole way of working with cards is all about what feels right. It's all about intuition. So it's really important to heed that all the time. And we have, oh, interesting. I was about to also include relationships that we've left behind. And I didn't say it. And now we got the card that says release your ex. It says the time has come to clear your energy. Well, that makes a lot of sense, because something beautiful and new is coming into our life, and the way to allow that in more easily and more fully and with less or no tension from it is to release past relationships that we have had with past partners. Now I hope you can see all of these cards still. I have tried to line them up so you can see all of them a little bit at least. So we've got the Shaolin Master, we've got the Cobra Bite that came with this surprise initiation, which really could be a surprise beginning of a new relationship that then makes us feel like the Queen of Unicorns because she's coming to help us. And we're having to fully release our ex. So releasing an ex, releasing a past relationship can come in stages. So this might be the very final stage that can even happen years after a relationship has officially ended. There can still be things that need to be released. There may be nothing left in the actual relationship with that person. You may not even see that person anymore or talk to them or anything like that. But what can be left behind can be feelings and expectations from experiences you had in that relationship that need to be cleared in order to fully manifest this new relationship, or in order for this new relationship not to cause unnecessary doubts and worries, for example, that kind of can stall things and delay things a bit, which actually it feels like was not going to be an option. This is not going to be delayed any further. Delays are definitely totally over. That's a very clear message coming through from the Angel Daniel. So it's about how well we cope with this big life change, because even life changes for the better can be stressful in the moment if we are struggling to adjust to it. Now, when I talk about new relationships, for some of you that will be a romantic relationship. For some of you it will be, it could be a new family member that comes into your life, for example, through the birth of a child or somebody getting married. For some of you, it could be to do with work, if it is a very strong, important work relationship, or for example with a work partner. If you're in business yourself, You might get a new partner in work. And for some of you, it may either be a new friendship that really changes the way you see yourself, the way you see the world, the way you feel about intimate relationships in your life, and how much you open up to people and what you're comfortable with. So there's certainly going to be an element of taking at least one relationship in your life to a much deeper level, or maybe with much more commitment. It feels absolutely beautiful. It has a really lovely, has a strong, serious energy with it. Angel Daniel was literally saying it's about time, and he wanted me to say it like that. But it's a good thing. It's something you've wanted for a long time, and it's literally here. It's happening. Even if you can't quite see it yet, it's definitely happening. Right, it's time to draw some tarot cards. Otherwise, I will carry on. Okay, the angel Daniel has stopped me again. He says he wasn't finished with the message. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. Trust yourself. Not only to know what's right for you, but that you deserve what you've always wanted. What you've always wished for is now coming to you. What you've always wished for is now here. Also in terms of the relationship you have with yourself. Trust not only that you know what's right for you, that you know what you want, but that you deserve it. This is really, really important now. Your dreams are manifesting. It's important that you know that you deserve this. Otherwise, it can become uncomfortable, and it can come like a shock to actually get what you want. If you haven't caught on in your thinking and your beliefs that you really do deserve that. The only reason you want it so much is because you deserve that. Thank you, Daniel. Okay. That was the most important part of the message, according to the angel Daniel. And he wasn't going to let me cut him off before I delivered it. I've just noticed that there are these little golden balls on the back of these cards that look like this as well, and it's interesting that it's like a yin yang on a ball, and there is something about masculine and feminine energy forming a circle that completes itself. Ooh, I've lost one card here already, so let's take that as the first card. This is going to be for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then we've got Monday. I feel like I need a smaller hand to get into that space without knocking all these cards over. We have Tuesday, Wednesday, and the last one, Thursday. Right, so we are ready to start looking at the angel tarot cards. Let's start with Friday, and I have to say it again, it's almost like my catchphrase. I am so curious after this very interesting collection, what cards we're going to get here for the individual days from the tarot. So this is Friday, which is going to be the 10th of January. And it is the King of Air. In more traditional tarot decks, this is the King of Swords, where swords come with thinking and logic, with the element of air. It says here, speak your mind with confidence, seek out professional advice, and balance mental and emotional considerations. Very interesting. So this is about speaking your truth, looking for advice if that's something you need from a professional if necessary, and balance mental and emotional consideration. So there's something about balancing and bringing together in unison what the mind says and what the heart says, and finding some kind of a balance between the two, because both is important. For example, if you have to choose between two jobs that are both on offer, you might feel more emotional fulfillment coming from one option, but you might also in a more logical way find that the other one would bring a more practical stability, which is also important. So there is something about expressing yourself. First of all, if you speak your mind with confidence, you become much clearer what is actually going on in your mind, and you can then also express what's in your heart. And then it's easier when you're more clearer from having spoken it out loud, potentially to a professional that can also chip in with their advice, is to then balance and make a good decision if you have some decisions you need to make. So this has come up for Friday. Let's look at Saturday the 11th. Oh, very good. So the first card here on Friday has the word balance on it. Now, most certainly the Six of Earths you can see has scales on it. So this card is definitely about balance. In a more traditional deck, this would be the Six of Pentacles. It says gifts of money, time or effort. These are all amazing gifts. New career opportunities. Now, I was talking about, for example, there might be two different jobs on offer. So there may well be some new career opportunities coming on the weekend. And it also can symbolize receiving a loan or paying off debt. So there's something about balancing not only your money, but your pentacles in life, which includes all kind of earthly practical things. But it's a beautiful card of where things are in balance, where you give and receive freely, you take what you need and you give what you can, that kind of a feeling. So lovely follow on from this King of Air. Let's see what's coming up for Sunday, which must be the 12th. We've got more air. Amazing. Now we have the Knight of Air. Now, again, this would be the Knight of Swords. It says events that occur with great speed. Take time to carefully review your options and creative solutions. So we already had here saying you need to bring balance into your considerations. There is more balance reinforced here. It started off actually here with the balance in the yin yang in this ball. And then here again, it's saying take the time to review your options. So it definitely sounds like there will be at least more than one option coming your way over this coming weekend, where you need to weigh up what makes sense in your mind and in your heart, and how you can combine those two in a balanced way. And it also says there will be creative solutions, which is amazing. We can always do with those. It also says events that occur with great speed. So sometimes this Knight of Air comes in situations where there is very fast movement and action, and it can feel a bit like a whirlwind, and it's not until after everything has happened that we can look back and understand what has happened. So it's important to allow that to happen, for the dust to settle before you make any decisions. If there is an offer on the table, or if there's more than one offer on the table. Now, we've had a lot of stuff coming up around relationships, so there may well be an offer of a relationship coming to you. And the choice may well be between entering the relationship or not, as much as for some of you it could be choosing between more than one potential person. But I feel more like it will be about, do you enter this relationship or not, or do you enter into the next level of commitment in a relationship you're already in or not. But the signs are really good. We've got this initiation here and all this extra support that's coming with it, and saying release the expectation that it will be the same again as it was with your ex. That's not helpful now. It's not going to be the same. You've done a lot of work on yourself in the meantime. I can really feel that for many of you. Lessons only get repeated if we don't learn them properly, and you have been learning a lot of lessons. Therefore, new things, new experiences are coming your way. Let's look at Monday. And we have balance. That is amazing. I mean, how much have we been talking about balance in these cards? And there's balance literally written on here. This card is all about balance. And there is an element of balance in here as well. I think even if it's regaining your balance after this whirlwind has happened. And then we have the ultimate card of balance. It's literally called balance on here. Number 14, more traditionally called temperance. It says the need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for perfect timing. I love it. So this is coming from Mondays. The Archangel Zadkiel is coming to help us with this. Beautiful, beautiful message. This is starting to look better and better. This is really amazing. Let's look at Tuesday. And we have, wow. We have life experience. Or the tower that comes with Archangel Chamuel. Now, Archangel Chamuel is very much an angel that comes with things to do with the heart and relationships. But also here it says a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change and time to spread your wings. Now, this, I'm coming back here to the Cobra Bite, a powerful revelation that leads to change. That's exactly what this kind of energy is all about, a significant life event and time to spread your wings. So this is all about using all your life experience, including what you had with your ex and all the things you didn't like, as well as all the things you did like in that relationship, and choosing to only take forward what resonated with you and leave behind all the rest, and don't accept it from anyone else. Don't accept a repetition, but also trust that you will recognize if someone is offering you the same again. And I'm going to say it again, I'm not feeling this for many of you. You have gone beyond the point where you're not going to notice if someone's offering you the same old again, even if it's a new person that's offering it. You won't go for it now. You've moved beyond that. So something new is coming. There's so much indication here that a whole new big change is coming, and it will be a change for the better. It might come as a shock, and it may well be simply because it's something you've wished for and waited for so long that part of you has started to believe it will never happen. Shall we look at Wednesday? Do I need to say I'm curious? We have 5 of water. Wow. Now, 5 of water or 5 of cups. It says here, things not turning out the way you had hoped, or not seeing the positive in a situation, crying over spilled milk. Let's see what message comes through with this card, because we've had so many cards that have been saying really positive change is coming and something good will come and a good new opportunity will come in. This card on the surface doesn't seem to fit in to some extent. However, it's following on from a life experience. And I feel like saying you're going to get what you want, but not the way you wanted it. And that might be tough. Because maybe because you've waited for such a long time, you've also created an expectation in your mind of what it will be like or would be like if it happened. And then when it does, and it doesn't come at all in the way you had expected it, and it maybe doesn't feel, at least to start with, the way you had expected it or hoped for it to feel, because actually, like I said before, even positive changes in the moment can be a shock and can take some time to get used to. You may actually feel disappointed at first, and think, oh, for such a long time I've waited for this to happen and now it's not what I thought it would be. But also it might again trigger these feelings from these spilled cups. In this cup, in this card, there are 5 cups and 3 cups have been spilled. Now, cups in tarot come for emotions and relationships. We are very much talking about relationships in this reading today, as we have been in the last few. There's been a lot of relationship focus and some work focus as well. But 3 of the cups here have been spilled. This comes from difficult experiences in relationships. But 2 cups are still standing up. So this big revelation, this initiation that might come as a shock, and suddenly we find out something that maybe somewhere underneath we've known for a long time, but really consciously we've not fully accepted. And this may well be that, for example, we're much more desirable than we had thought. But it will also trigger for some of you, will trigger some of these past memories kind of coming back to the surface, and the sting of things not working out when you were willing to put your heart on the line. And for things not to come in the way you had hoped or expected can trigger this kind of fear that things won't work out again this time. However, the message of this card is, don't cry over spilt milk. This isn't about looking at what didn't work out the way you wanted, but there are 2 cups still standing up. So it's time to pay attention and put your full focus here, full focus on the 2 cups that are standing up. This is where you're going forward in life. This is where you're going back towards the tree of life. These are the cups that are on offer. And ultimately, those 2 cups can represent 2 people that offer each other the cup of love and live happily ever after. So this potential is here, but you do need to be willing to let go of the past. This message is coming through very strongly from Spirit. You have to be willing to let go of the past. You have to be willing to release not just your ex, all of your exes, however many there are. You accept the help from the Queen of Unicorns and Archangel Michael, and be like this Shaolin master, be graceful in movement and action. Things may not come in the way you wanted them to come, but the things you wanted are coming to you. So be as open as you can. And yet don't be hard on yourself if you're not as open as you would like to be. It will be enough. If your intention is to be open for this new experience, and it really does feel like that for many of you, it is coming to you. It's not going to go away just because in the moment you're not open. Trust that you will do what's right for you. Let's look at the last card for Thursday. Here we go. See, after all of this, we get the High Priestess, another major arcana. Beautiful. So here we've got 3 major arcana in the beginning of next week. Major arcana come for major life changes, whereas minor arcana often come to give the details. So there's a lot happening after the weekend. So we've got the High Priestess, Archangel Haniel. How beautiful. It says, listen to your intuition. Have patience. Patience also comes with this balance card, which often comes with the message of pace yourself. And it says, consider carefully what you want before acting. Now, how very interesting that this has come underneath here, where it says, take time to carefully review your options. Now, I'm totally impressed with myself. I can read this upside down, but I knew something like this was written on this card from earlier. So there is, again, and here also it said balance, mental and emotional considerations, and here we've got the balance card, and here again. So it does look like we're going to need to make a decision. We're going to get some new knowledge over these next few days and or the beginning of next week. We're going to get some new knowledge. We're going to find out something. An offer might come our way to some extent unexpectedly. We're going to have to make a decision. It's going to bring up memories and triggers from the past that we can use this opportunity to clear them. But by the end of all of that, if we use our intuition, we will for sure make the right decision easily. I love this. This is a beautiful reading. And again, the word risk has caught my eye. It is time to take healthy risks. The way you take a healthy risk is by assessing your options, by getting advice from a friend or from a professional, which is also in one of the cards, that you might need to seek help from a professional before you make decisions, that you take the time to make decisions, but that if something feels right for you and you've done enough research and you've given it enough time to let things settle and see what's really going on, do take a risk, especially with your heart. I feel in this kind of week coming up, we're being asked to risk our heart. And we may just find a beautiful, beautiful new beginning in that area of life. So, wow, I'm blown away by these beautiful readings. Thank you so much for joining me for this. You are my tribe. You are my soul family. If you're watching this, if you're drawn to my readings, then we have a connection on an energy level, and Spirit will honor that and will bring messages through for you. Please like, share and comment. Send me some love if you got something useful from this reading. If it resonates with you, please tell me what's happening in your life if you're happy to share so, or just let me know that it resonates. It's lovely feedback for me. I am Indigo Owl. I own a healing company called Otala Wisdom. If you would like a private reading, you can contact me through the Facebook page or at my website www.otalawisdom.com. I also have a YouTube channel called Indigo Owl, where I will post all of my weekly guidance videos. YouTube is sometimes easier to follow than Facebook, so please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. In terms of other news, I will be restarting my shamanic circle. The next one will be on Thursday, the 30th of January. It's going to be every 4 weeks on a Thursday evening. Obviously, that only works if you live local enough to meet in London, but you're very welcome to join me there as well. And in the meantime, I hope you have an amazing week ahead. I will be back as usual now again every Wednesday at 8 p.m. GMT for my life guidance. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Angel Daniel, and all the angels and spirit guides that have come to join us today. And I say namaste and goodbye.